Yeah, that's because the nature of that lane swap was so versed towards like you always have to make the move, and defending was losing was more the term that they said.
Right.
Because if you defended a lane swap like 2v3 or something, or 2v4, you would die. But right now with the changes to turrets, we actually see some different lane swaps sometimes where people actually defend 3v4, leave an AD carry on a side lane, go for like the double freeze. There's iterations where bot lane doesn't swap to the different side, goes back to the same side of the map. So that kind of robust must-have swap meta is gone. But for the majority, we still see both plays at the same side of the map.
So maybe breaking away from the traditional lane swap could help Origen here. Maybe playing something that's not as practiced by Fnatic.
It's not something you say like going into the game. Like right now, we're gonna like bamboozle them with a lane swap up. Like you can just play the lane swap correctly. They just messed up. Like they didn't ward their invade level 1, and they were forced to pay for it. And then they got punished, and that's what Fnatic did. Like the mistake was made when YellowStar was allowed to move into the red buff and force a flash on Soaz and slow down the jungle progress.
And then, of course, snowballed the entire game away from Origen. Right, let's get back into picks and bans because they are 6 in.
Yeah.
And no real surprises here. Nidalee, Olaf, Jhin, Vladimir's banned away by Fnatic.
If you just tune into the series, Jhin for Rekkles, Nidalee for Spirit, Olaf probably for Gamsu. Technically maybe a flex for Spirit, but I don't think he's going to do too much for that. Bard is a hybrid champion. Usually Bard and Braum is what you ban against him. This time they do that. So I really like these Fnatic bans. You know, ban 2 comfort champs hybrid, ban out the Vladimir, and he's forced to first pick the Karma as a support.
Yeah, and it's not a terrible thing, but YellowStar, he's already shown that he can play the Nami. Landed a few crucial bubbles to maintain the lead for Fnatic when they were playing aggressively. Taking a look at what else is available. For the first time, by the way, in summer, Origen have not banned Ryze. It's just interesting when a team changes their priorities. And the Ezreal Nami or Sivir Nami is something we've seen a lot today.
Yeah, it's surprising too that Fnatic opts for this Ezreal continuously. It's one of those champions you can put on a side lane longer in the mid game, allowing Febiven to stay mid longer with his champion. Because if an AD carry compliant on side lanes like a Caitlyn, your mid laner has to swap over to the bottom side. Rekkles is actually a player that you find very often farming on side lanes. He's not the typical let's go mid and play it from there type of player.
Yeah.
Whether it's due to his own volition or just team strategy.
Yeah, that's something that you can always speculate on, right? The Ezreal coming into the week was a statistical fantastic champion for Rekkles. 3 games played, he'd only given up 3 deaths, secured 20 kills and 20 assists. That's not counting his performance in game 1 of this series.
And those are also performances later, because I think Fnatic in their opening week played like almost exclusively Kalista.
Yeah.
Like 3 of those games.
Threw a lot of bans as well, actually, in 2 and week 3, if I recall correctly. Not seeing as much of that these days. With the Nidalee taken off the table, where does Amazing go? Steal the Elise? Maybe let Spirit play the Kindred or the Gragas?
I'm just a big Gragas fanboy, because I just love E-Flash for ganks. But I think for Origen, what they've drafted here is good. They have a jungler that can challenge and join in really strong duels, top or bot. And then they have a really strong mid laner with the Azir blind that can just push in a lot of matchups. Even if you play Fizz into it, I think Azir can still kind of outpush early. You just have to be careful. So Origen, their best bet to play against this Fnatic team is standard lanes and Snowball.
Standard lanes and Snowball.
Because I think you can actually beat Rekkles and YellowStar in lane still.
Even xPeke and Hybrid?
Depends on the champions. This champion combo is very hard to beat.
It's going to be a challenge. We still need to see what xPeke wants to play in the AD carry. Caitlyn is available if he wants to run the same combo.
I mean, they would have won last game. That's why Fnatic swapped. Calm down. Fnatic swap out of bad matchups very often. Like last week against Schalke, they really wanted to dodge a particular matchup, and like Gamsu paid the price.
Yeah.
Like they hide in mid then, and then they make sure that they get the matchup. It's beautiful to see how they manage to dodge it, but it always comes at a cost if you move late. And this Ezreal Nami matchup, I think, gets murdered by Caitlyn Karma. So if it's another Caitlyn pickup, you can do that. But then Origen need to snowball, because again, we need to look at AD carry mid laner pairings. Azir Caitlyn is great if you look at it from a siege perspective. Nice, you know, Azir on towers zone, Caitlyn traps zone, but they both want to play in the mid lane in the mid game. And then you have obviously role assignment issues.
Yeah, going to be difficult for Origen to prioritize where they put the right champions. It's going to be even more difficult when you see some more global pressure in the jungler from Spirit. So first time Elise, yes, in game 1. First time Rek'Sai this split. And it's just going to be another frontline team fight.
Yeah, control mage.
Jungler.
Control mage with Rek'Sai as a tank jungler. I like this comp from Fnatic. It's very Fnatic-y. Rekkles will still be in that side lane. We talk about it too much, but like Viktor stays mid all the time. It's really good in team fights, but it can fall apart to picks because it has a relatively weak early game. Like Viktor, in the first like 6 to 8 levels, isn't that much of a pressure champion. He loses the pressure to Azir. Ezreal can lose the pressure to this Ashe Karma lane. Really, really nice lane. And then Origen go all out on that strategy with the Irelia.
Yep.
So they say, you know, we're going for lane domination, winning lanes. And then they get obviously counterpicked by this Trundle. But they still need standard lanes because in the lane swap, the Trundle-Irelia matchup gets even worse in my opinion.
I like it though from Origen. I think if they're not going to be able to match Fnatic toe for toe in terms of the strategical portions of the game, maybe just challenge them in their individual players. And if you can, find standard lanes number 1 and then snowball those standard lanes, which Origen have shown against other teams this split. It is a way to get your foot in the door, right? And give yourselves an opportunity to at least take a point away from the series.
Yeah, we could easily see some really nice plays here. If Origen gets standard lanes somehow, I think the ideal scenario for Origen is Australia lanes, Elise starting in red side jungle, 3 camp into 2-minute 50 gank on Gamsu in the bottom lane. That is like their wet dream at this point.
Right, so follow the checklist.
Yeah.
Australia lanes, clear into 2-minute 50 gank on Gamsu.
Because you want an early gank from Elise to snowball that potential. You want it on Gamsu to put him down, but you kind of want to start with red buff then as Elise, because the strongest like level 2 or 3 gank is with red buff, so that's why you need the Australians. And likely it's going to work because Fnatic will want to dodge Ashe Karma lane in the bot lane.
All right, we'll find out whether or not the teams agree with you. Okay, we got to see.
Yeah, let's see.
The next question is, can you guarantee Australia lanes? Because you can never never dictate what your opponent's doing, but
we see so many failed predict lane swaps lately. I feel like every lane swap we see is just somebody swapping away from a bad matchup and then not being matched at all.
let's see if the shenanigans happens. We've got a pretty good prediction of what could happen for Origen as we load up onto the Rift. They are now on the blue side while Fnatic are red.
Yeah, and especially too, if you look at Fnatic, at Origen, why wouldn't you want to do that? Because if you start topside as a duo, you take and it ends up being a lane swap, right? You take the tier 1 tower, you swap, you take a second tier 1 tower. Guess what? You're now playing on the bottom side of the map. That's where the dragon is. So that's also an influential factor. It is an ocean, which I think is worth committing for. So a preemptive swap to the top lane could be something that Origen is at least thinking about.
All right. For now, throwing a volley out towards Rekkles and Yellow. I'm looking to see if either duo starts to recall. For the time being, no recalls, just actually going to run up through the jungle.
Yeah,
so
they're going top.
Lane swap initiated here by Fnatic.
And this is what Fnatic do very often, and they will likely just hover around left side mid here. And then I guess Gamsu and Spirit will start on like wolves together.
Minions have spawned.
So this is where I think if Origen do their research, they just look, there's no wards. Like imagine a world where Origen predict this, they go top, they have Elise starting they have Elise starting on red buff. Like right now Soaz is on the wrong part of the map kinda too. You'll have to pat down.
Oh, this is just gonna hurt Soaz even more.
They see it now though because they got spotted. So Fnatic's dual lane obviously hates doing Krugs together because there's no value and it goes too slow. So they just invade, secure the camps for Spirit later on, so make sure that he gets a camp advantage. And it's just a standard lane swap. Perfect split. Left side is now belong to Fnatic. Right side completely belongs to Origen.
Yeah, we did catch a glimpse of PeKe and Hybrid. They ran all the way up to the Wolf Camp, placed a ward down themselves.
Yeah, super standard, you know, level 1 invade.
And I guess in some ways, this kind of plays into Fnatic's hands.
Oh, definitely. They dodged a bad 2v2 matchup. And while Trundle beats Irelia, I think he beats her even harder after a lane swap, because when Irelia really needs levels and items to challenge the backline and dive in, and her Triforce is so delayed in a lane swap that she becomes kind of useless. Like a lane swap Irelia, if she's comes charging at you and you're a support, you're scared, but you're not that scared. Like if you have an Irelia with a level advantage charging at you, you're dead. So definitely a really good start for Fnatic again.
Especially as a very squishy backline for Fnatic. But yeah, so I mean standard lane swap undergoing. Now we look at the next few steps and if anybody's going to prioritize Ocean, because it was, what, a 5-minute 50 Infernal Drake in game 1. Obviously worth investing some time into after that second tower drops.
Yeah, Ezreal's such a good lane swap champion too, because he can just get all the attack speed from spamming his Qs. Goes out of mana though, so once Ezreal goes out of mana, this push slows down, and there's slightly more AoE on the side of Fnatic, so technically they should have a quicker tower. But it's very close.
Be very, very close indeed.
I think it'll be more apparent on the second one.
Okay.
Perhaps.
keep an eye on those second ones. Recall's already started for Fnatic, so they're a few seconds ahead. They also do grab that first tower. So, one last hits. There we go. Easy peasy.
Yeah, we've seen this plenty of times.
Oh yes, oh yes.
We never get bored, right?
It like pauses the start of the game and says, okay, we'll actually go standard lanes in about 5 minutes. And then everybody just picks it back up and carries on playing.
Especially when you see this happening, no bot lane matching in bot lane. So super standard lane swap here. And mid lane's pushing in, but Viktor can farm kind of unscathed. No ganks, no early roams. We saw the power of one of those early ganks when Mythi went to the mid lane in his series earlier. He was Karma, and he just got a magic Q from behind, forced Fox to flash. And then later on, Perks and Mythi kind of...
Double teamed.
No, it was actually Perks and his jungler came down and just punished that no flash. So that's something you can do in lane swaps.
Perks plus Trick jumping in with that Rek'Sai gank from the side. Talking about mid laners, flash teleport for PowerOfEvil. And Febiven's running cleanse, obviously, into the Ashe.
This is actually interesting, because while it looks completely normal, Spirit's taking Krugs here on top side. Something...
Is this greedy, or...?
Yeah, it's just like he's trying to find more farm on the map here. So potential camp he could steal away. And now Amazing is matching him by going to his wolves. So this is non-standard stuff. Dueling for these camps in particular.
Right, so Spirit was thwarted by Hybrid, and Amazing is thwarted by Spirit. Lands a cocoon and gentle love tap.
Feels like one of those like math questions. Like, so Amazing is thwarted by Spirit, Spirit's thwarted by Hybrid. What's the circumference of the sun?
And who generates the largest CS advantage?
Yeah.
Once the lane swap is concluded. Did you ever have any of those math television shows that taught you like high school and all different years maths, different concepts and things, especially leading up to exams?
No, I was actually really good at maths.
I was not, see, so I had to watch the show. So my parents were like, well, he watches a lot of TV.
Also, Twitch just helps me a lot with math recently. So my basic maths are definitely being kept up to par.
I don't think they can help you in an exam, though, so that wouldn't work out. Look, another early dragon for Fnatic.
If only teachers could like clear your... Hang on, Febiven.
Oh, Febiven is, whoa, going to flash over the wall, actually.
He ran the math, he knew he would die.
Here we go. Has the answer completed the equation and manages to stay alive. The cost, though, the variable that was left unchecked is the damage on the outer turrets, and there's a lot of Origen members hammering away. This wave is going to die fairly quickly. Yeah, so I was looking to soak up as much as he can out in the top lane. He needs to at least even out experience and CS, because that's a crucial matchup here. Soaz needs to snowball. A lot of the victories that come from Origen are on the basis of Amazing and Soaz controlling the top side of the map, and Peke being utility, low econ on the bot lane. That's why I really like it when they play Ashe, because he's a mid laner with good skill shot accuracy, and he can actually use that arrow, especially on a Viktor. Yes, cleanse, but it might be enough, just slow him down just a bit for PowerOfEvil to get in there. Yeah, let PowerOfEvil get a potential Emperor's Divide, and all of a sudden things can change. Because look, now Soaz has decent control of the minion wave in the top lane. He started pushing that out a tiny bit. Peke pushed out in the bottom lane. He could rotate mid. Luckily for Fnatic, he's not 6 yet, but he could rotate mid and put some pressure on the Viktor here once he gets level 6 if some similar laning pattern happens to play out. Good vision, though, from Fnatic. Pink ward in the river. Febiven being pushed back as well. And no flash available, so because of the mid lane gank. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. That's why he's playing that far back, because he's continuously so afraid of PowerOfEvil going in and shuffling him out, and Amazing can come from any angle then. It's no longer being worried about Amazing finding a cocoon. It's about being in range for PowerOfEvil to scoop you back into a cocoon from Amazing. That forces him to play so far back that right now Origen is a team that can decide which part of the map they want to play on, because their mid lane is pushing, so Amazing can always invade. Yeah, plus 17 CS for PowerOfEvil from all that chunk damage and from that gank earlier on. And where does xPeke go? Level 5, no Enchanted Crystal Arrow yet. Rekkles and YellowStar catching that wave up top. And there's a gigantic wave making its way in the direction of Soaz. He's down 15 in a level. All right. He's got some support here. What's he doing? He's a little late to the party. Pillar of Ice will buy time. I think Gamsu might be in trouble. Yeah, Spirit is not really sure he wants any piece of this. PowerOfEvil's roaming as well. That will guarantee no support from Fnatic, and First Blood lands in Amazing's hands. Oh, but the freeze breaks. That's actually... I'm not sure if that's even the correct play, if you can maybe keep Gamsu off that wave and keep it frozen here. But Soaz
He calls over his jungler to come over and join that play, and PowerOfEvil moves first for the pressure. So it's a really good synergistic play, at least, on the side of Origen.
Oh, there's so much support here. Febiven's in trouble, and he is killed.
Another strike here for Origen. So first on the top lane, Gamsu's out the map. Then they go mid. Rekkles is still playing catch-up duty from that massive way that Origen built up in the bottom lane. So now it's Origen in the driver's seat, and they're using the minion wave pressure to create numbers advantages in different parts of the map, and they're getting picks of it. This is exactly what this composition needs to do. Main focus, getting PoE and Soaz ahead.
Right, now for Origen, they need to make sure they temper their aggression, because they did exactly this against Giants last week. Then they overstepped that aggression diving and threw away the lead that they had generated. So for Origen, it's a very good start to game 2. Now they need to just make sure they temper it. User control pick is getting closer to level 6.
Missed the volley. Close.
Manages to pick it up as he secures the Krug. And Febiven, still no flash. Still a pretty juicy target.
Yeah, and now that Soaz has maybe the upper hand in his match up top, he actually feels more comfortable pushing here. Raptor still goes to Spirit. So Fnatic, signature move here, grouping, challenge enemy red buff. They do this so often, but right now, Origen seems ready to defend, but it may be a little overeager.
Hybrid's only level 4, Pillar of Ice knocks him back into the fight. That's a repel up from Amazing. Hybrid's able to flash away to safety. PowerOfEvil, no Emperor's Divide, sends the Sand Soldiers forward. Fnatic, they remain grouped, bought enough time for the rest of Fnatic to make their way in, and the party ends.
Yeah, remember, this is a 4v5 play generated with Soaz having free reign in the top lane, so Origen, they go for an aggressive defense that could have cost them their lives while Soaz was putting pressure on the top. He was forced to base to kind of get ready for a teleport, but there were no wards to defend that play, so he loses potential damage on the top lane tower, and now Gamsu gets to pick up the brunt of that farm in the top lane too.
Yeah, that minion wave shoved all the way into the inner turret. A number of minions die, but more importantly, Gamsu will get the experience on 2.5, maybe 3 waves, which should give him access to subjugates, and then this 1v1 becomes very interesting now. Still a level and experience advantage to Soaz. Sheen and Phage getting close to the Triforce after a lane swap. So.
Yeah, but they're looking for Febiven again here. Cleanses up, Flash is almost up again.
PowerOfEvil, this time, wow, what a cocoon! That was beautiful!
Yeah, hoop and scoop into the cocooning, but Spirit comes in over the wall. Obviously, PowerOfEvil took some tower shots there. Now Soaz is going low.
Yeah, the exchange continues. There's nobody else joining the fight just yet, but mid lane is trade back and forth.
Yeah, perfect timing of Febiven's flash there from PowerOfEvil, and Amazing. They knew it was still down, or at least they were hoping so. And they nailed the combo. Cleanse is not enough to get you out of that one, but good reaction from Spirit coming over the wall.
Yeah, and Origen very clearly showing their game plan. Get PowerOfEvil in the advantage, invest some resources into the mid lane, and here's a replay of that play.
Yeah, just super straightforward here. Could PowerOfEvil have made it out? Well, the answer is no.
No flash available either. That was just a really good setup. Of course, Origen now 3 kills to 1, plus 1,000 gold.
Oh, I want to see the good old-fashioned Season 1 Ashe arrow from base here in the mid lane onto Febiven.
Febiven's got flash though. If he has a... If he's looking in the right place. Okay, observers, challenge. Make sure you catch the Ashe arrow. It's being set up. Come on, it has to, it has to. It's gonna get fired. The observers are following, it's gonna get fired.
There we go, baby.
And where's the flash, where's the flash? Yay!
That's what I'm talking about, because Ezreal is stuck in the bottom lane fixing that wave that xPeke put into motion early. You know, this is all chain reaction plays. You push up, you base, now you have momentum. You have about 30 seconds to play the map before Fnatic gets a chance to play the map. How do you make that work? You surprise somebody with an arrow. That's why, again, I love xPeke on low econ, high utility AD carries or marksman. And now Febiven's down a flash, so that same hoop and scoop they can do again if PowerOfEvil finds Febiven and Amazing is around.
Yeah, Febiven is under so much pressure this game. He's still down 15 CS.
I'll teleport bot lane.
Origen have invested a lot of resources. YellowStar standing right in front of that teleport, but the exchange is happening on 2 lanes. PowerOfEvil's in trouble. No Emperor's Divide available. Tidal Wave comes out from YellowStar trying to buy time. Amazing flashes off to the side. True Shot Barrage tags Peke in the face, but it won't be enough. YellowStar's running for his life. Cocoon gets sunk. And the Spider sinks the fangs in. But Gamsu, he's decided to join the fight, as has Febiven. It's a 3v4. Peke's down. That makes it a 3v3. Now Hybrid's left alone. He gets taken down with a chomp from Gamsu.
Yeah, everybody was looking at that play in the bottom lane, but PowerOfEvil did not check his surroundings there. He wasn't even needed for that play. He could have joined later, but he was so tunnel vision on making that pick, and Fnatic did such a great job buying time. Rekkles and YellowStar survived for the maximum amount of time that they were allotted.
Oh, hang on.
Back on the play, we have more people joining the fray here. Spirit.
We do. Gamsu's decided to come back from the river.
Soaz?
Soaz just donates a kill.
What? It's French for what?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Alright, so he swung around seeing if he could get somebody picked off in the back end of that play, but Spirit right now, he's doing monstrous amounts of damage. Early Cinderhulk, so he's tanky. He again invested in a side zone, and despite all that, he is still influencing these fights. A 1-0-4 here, 100% kill participation.
Keeping up that vision playstyle that we've seen from Game 1. So this is a replay of PowerOfEvil getting caught out at the beginning.
I mean, is he checking his screen? That's what we have to ask. Oh, so yeah, he notices. There's no ulti buffered at the same time that Spirit goes for the knockup. Yeah, that's where PoE just needs to instant... I didn't have ulti available, so...
Yeah.
He was just pathing too close to the brush.
It was a few seconds away from cooldown, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, they're buying time here, funneling their enemies here. Spirit comes in, takes out xPeke. Eventually.
Yeah.
Takes out xPeke. And then Febiven's in the backline, kind of unchallenged. Doesn't need his ultimate because he used it earlier. And Gamsu gets a few very important assists and kills here too, so he can stay even in this Irelia matchup.
And just Soaz maybe overestimating how far Gamsu was away.
Yeah, no, he's just not thinking about Spirit either. He was looking for Febiven. That Eon to Spirit was purely reactionary, so he gets double surprised by people that were just on the minimap. So that's honestly a rookie mistake.
Yeah, not one that you would expect. Let me take that back. Soaz actually has made a few of those.
I thought you were making another G2 pun.
No. It's so hard to cast that dude. I had to look up.
How's your thesaurus doing?
Pretty good, actually. I actually have the tab open for alternative words, which I shall use the next time I cast them.
Great.
But in this setup, Soaz is most likely going to be the recipient of the glimpse of the void. No real challenge here from Fnatic.
Super good on Irelia.
What do you think? Glimpse of the void plus Triforce. A level down at the moment. That'll get even that close. And
I don't think he can challenge Gamsu at all.
Okay.
I think he still gets slapped around. The question is just whether they will fight each other.
Just push the waves in continuously. Reset.
But I'm actually this is purely speculative from based on some matchups that I've seen. I've seen a matchup played out many a time, but I haven't really delved into the specifics or asked top laners because it's the same with certain bot lane matchups too. Like you can see it play out and a certain matchup will win it. But if you know the tricks, there are ways to beat like a considered counter matchup, but they require you to strike at very specific times and do very specific things. Not even all players realize that.
Gotta make sure you play the matchup a bunch.
Oh, you need to you need almost one trick the matchup.
Yeah, like Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, develop the technique, then all of a sudden apply it to an actual like.
It's gonna be hard to move your character with your mouse in the air.
Karate chop kind of thing. But that's it. You see, like you do the training off air, so that when you get on air,
great,
you can make it work. Febiven now has his flash available. Feels like the first time in about 12 minutes.
It's like flash up.
Yeah.
Flash down.
Where is Peke actually? Downtown, not likely going to be the play.
I feel like mid lane would be downtown.
You think so?
It's generally where the center is.
Really?
Isn't like...
I figured downtown, not center town. I don't know. Midtown.
Do they call it center town LA though?
We'll have to find out. We've got a few Americans on broadcast these days. We'll check in with them. But checking in on top, we've actually missed YellowStar going down. And Rekkles is now in trouble. Soaz is going to look forward. Flashes over the pillar of ice. Ends up being killed. Not quite sure what the objective was there. Regardless, Gamsu teleports it in and helps out.
Like the difference here build here. Actually hasn't really committed just yet. But I want to talk about whether he goes for the Triforce again, Rekkles, because I really like Ice Spawn against Irelia later on, because it makes it so much easier to kite.
Well, there's your answer. Phage picked up instead. Rekkles is going to be leaning towards the Triforce. And Fnatic, look, they've closed back. They were down around 1,500 gold. And it's plays like this that look so good at the start for Origen.
And this is Fnatic committing to a 2-1 push with no wards. And that's what we're talking about last game too. If you have champions, there are like certain jungler or support champions that literally don't want to face check. Nami's one of them. So it's really hard for Nami to single-handedly establish vision because she dies in face checks. So for Fnatic, any risky vision has to be placed by Spirit at all times, or you just back off.
Yeah, Spirit Doing a decent job. 1-0-4, giving the kills to the rest of his team members. Amazing on the other hand. 4-0-1. He's the one that's been able to secure them all for Origen. And it's been quite a chaotic game as far as the skirmishes are concerned. Multiple fights across different areas of the map, mostly dictated by where the minion lane is currently pushing.
Yeah, I'm just really happy to see the even game here because I really want to watch an even mid game with slightly different comps here from Origen and Fnatic, just to see where Origen's at in terms of target selection, target switching, like communication in these team fights. Because Fnatic is pretty much a well-oiled machine. They may like miss some individual like plays, but generally they're on top of things.
Yeah, generally on the same page.
Yeah,
you know, working as a unit.
Which wasn't the case last split. Like I feel they're still progressing in that regard.
Yeah, feels like there's slightly more progression in summer than we were seeing in spring.
Guess why? YellowStar's back.
Yeah. I guess it helps, right? You need a little bit of glue to put the group together. Wow, Soaz gets a pretty good chunk in the Gamsu. No flash available. Spirit's looking forward. Amazing will be in range to help out. And that will thwart any further pressure. So Gamsu and Spirit, they back away.
Look for another arrow here in the mid lane. Pekka needs to find Rekkles as he goes up for a minion.
Flash and Arcane Shift available for Rekkles.
Yeah.
Wants to.
Predictable movements are what you're looking for if you're expecting. Anytime they walk up and challenge a minion wave, like that auto attack he did right there, that's when you want to strike. When you know he's going to go for a last hit. If not, Fnatic commit for this Ocean, they're leaving mid exposed. I think the preferential move here for Origen is to cut off the right burst from mid lane and just trade for mid lane turret and then maybe look for a teleport. But they're not even going to do that. They're just trading top lane vision for mid, so they need to pick up the mid lane wave first now and then rotate top, because I think if they don't do that, Fnatic will just go mid themselves. Okay. But Fnatic's challenging this mid lane wave here, so almost like a base race scenario.
Gamsu going top though, not really going to have the greatest ability unless Origen decides to carry on pushing.
But they spotted Azir in the mid lane, so they know Fnatic or they know that Origen is only half committing to this play. 3 members in the top lane, but they need one more defending there. Fnatic, that is.
Yeah, to be able to hold. If Origen continue, right, outer turret traded,
but they can collapse. They can collapse as well. They can path over and see if they can challenge. But Origen, quicker on the play.
PowerOfEvil has teleport available. Amazing is closing in the distance. Ashe arrow goes out. I think it caught Gamsu.
It's bad to fight here. It's bad to fight here if you're Origen, because you buy time for Fnatic to come in, swoop around.
Oh, look at this. PowerOfEvil is teleporting in. Origen are trapped. Surrounded. Oh, that was cancelled.
Oh, and they're going.
But that's it. Tidal wave comes down. Origen running for their lives. Rekkles uses the Essence Flux to buff up Spirit, and Spirit knocks out Peke. He's down. Flash and heal was not enough to keep him alive.
One for tower is fine. If Origen can make it out alive here, this is a good trade. But look at Spirit. He went to the tunnel and he's circling around. Soaz needs to one-shot him.
Needs to look out. Soaz is knocked up in the air. Hybrid's flashed away with his life. Cocoon slows down the rest of Fnatic. And with Soaz caught by the bubble, Fnatic get themselves a kill.
Yeah, and more importantly, Febiven's in time to defend tier 2 in mid lane, so Fnatic slightly trading preferentially here because Amazing is now slowed down.
Yeah, not done yet. The red buff on Rekkles slowing Amazing. He's going to repel to safety. But overall, I think Fnatic come away in a much better position.
Yeah, really good to see the decision-making here. Like, Origen, usually when a team goes Baron, you won't challenge mid. Too long to wait for the minion wave, so they went top instantly. Fnatic tried to react. Okay, we hold top and we try to get more in mid. Realized they couldn't because Origen was committing hard. Then Gamsu, I think he did the great thing, which was baiting the engage, because that bought like 5 seconds for Origen not to disengage, and that was enough for Fnatic to circle around. Reaction from Origen then was a teleport, and Fnatic backed off. The teleport got cancelled. Fnatic went back in again. So really split-second decision-making on both sides. Fnatic slightly better in the overall team play.
Yeah, definitely leaves them still in a much better position, albeit Fnatic are still marginally behind in gold. Now, 800 is not a whole lot to speak of, but everything else is in their favor. They've got more dragons, they've got more kills. There's a lot of vision set up, though, but it is defensive for the time being.
Yeah, but if you look at the gold distribution in some of these players, too, where do you want to have your gold, right? The best earning members on Fnatic is still their AD carry and their mid laner, and they're still even or ahead of their counterparts. Top laners are even, so there's a really big disparity in jungle, but Elise versus Rek'Sai, that's okay. Rek'Sai is a tank jungler that can be behind. Maybe the side still makes him too squishy. Yeah. That can be debatable. But we need to see if Amazing can snowball.
Yeah, this time around, the vision from that side stone, not having the same level of impact. Different style of team compositions and Origen.
Very dense map as well. Like, not as spread out, so no need for like mass wards. Origen, look at it as well. all those pink wards, 4 on the map. One should probably be moved up now.
So I think we're late enough in the game to ask the question. Origen, they didn't get standard lanes.
Yes, I will marry you.
Oh, thank you. That makes me so happy.
Wait, aren't you like engaged already?
Shh. keep that as our little secret. Is Origen's early game team composition now going to start being shown up? Are we late enough in the game?
I mean, they have late game Azir, which is always good for late. I think they get out scale to a sense that I think Ezreal has probably more damage. I mean, if an Ashe gets going and she doesn't get challenged, it's
a
tricky.
tough question, isn't
Trundle definitely has more impact than an Irelia. And Rek'Sai, for me, more than an Elise.
But then again, Azir potentially, in
Yeah.
the right circumstances, more than a Viktor.
I mean, we're not late. This is not late game. Like, when you define, like, they have worse late game, you're talking about, like, 32 minutes in the game, 29 minutes maybe.
Yeah. A little while to go. Spirit, ooh, may regret that tunnel. It's going to go forward, but nobody from Origen is pulling the trigger yet.
Yeah, they need to challenge mid lane. Because if you have pink ward set up, you're only one step away from a successful Baron bait. Very hard against Rek'Sai, because you need to go all T-Rex and like not move at all.
Through the tremor sense, which is not something that Origen can pull off extremely easily. Looking at the minimap, Gamsu is about to go head-to-head with Soaz down bottom. Both of them have teleports available.
Yeah, both can cancel each other, depending on the health of Irelia. That's why you see Irelia sometimes take trades inefficiently in lane, but here Spirit's going in.
He is indeed. Peke is knocked up. True Shot Barrage tags him, and Peke, why are you there? Again!
Well, we can tell you why. We'll get into that later. Let's see if anything comes of this play.
Pillar of Vice knocks PowerOfEvil back, but it doesn't equate to anything. Fnatic, they now have position on Baron.
Peke was looking for an arrow the entire time. He was just skirting around an area where he was hoping to not have any vision on him, so he could surprise, just like Febiven gets surprised right now.
So much damage, and PowerOfEvil sets up a beautiful kill. This allows Origen to engage. 10 seconds until Peke's alive. A 3-man knock-up, a Spirit jumps on the front line. A double bubble doesn't cause any trouble for Origen because Fnatic have peeled away. They've traded kills and Trick goes down.
Yeah, really good opener from PowerOfEvil, but the target selection from Origen too. They realize Spirit is squishy enough to be solo down, or 3v1 down, and then Soaz buys enough time in the backline, goes in, draws the attention, and gets out. So he doesn't try to go for a kill. He knows that his role is no longer assassin, it's just like frontline tank player, and he buys enough time of the 3-man squad of Fnatic in that 4v4, and that way, Origen come out on top.
Advantage, and Origen are going to use the advantage to start Baron. It's going down very quickly. Look at the minimap. Fnatic, they're very far away. Gamsu has a flash available, but he's too late. Baron is secured by Origen.
They've been pinging the tunnel on the left side, though, with Rek'Sai, but they're not going to commit for it. They're just going to trade for a Mountain Drake. So this is Origen on the back end of the fight, taking it home. And a really good move from PoE, finding out Febiven. So this is where it all starts. So they're sweeping the ward. Yeah, Febiven, come on. You play Azir. You can't do this with no flash. And then PoE even flashes out of the gravity field, because otherwise he would have died on the back end of that play. So that's a really solid play from PowerOfEvil. And right here, they call Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. Soaz goes to the backline. Rex has to shift out defensively. Soaz walks out. Spirit drops. Look at the difference here. And that's obviously because Spirit is playing Sidestone jungler, less tankiness on him. And it's these little decisions. It goes so quickly. Even in the replay, we sometimes miss it.
Yeah, Fnatic though, they come away. So they've got the Mountain Drake. It's Origen that are now in the driving seat. Maybe convincingly for the first time.
Yeah.
Up 3,000 gold.
Baron.
Baron as well. Teleport available for PoE if he wants to play a different lane. Don't expect it though.
I really like Sterek's Triforce combo on Irelia too. Because the items interact with each other, you know, your base damage goes up. And it's just this little surprise whenever Irelia jumps in. Like, you see her dropping at a certain rate, and you extrapolate, okay, we took 60% down this quickly, the remaining 40 will go equally fast. But you run out of abilities, and she suddenly gets more health. It's super annoying to play against.
Yeah. She stuns you and kills you in return.
Yeah, because she values low health too, percentage-wise.
Exactly what Soaz is hoping will happen.
This is, of course, the zone that we were talking about. Ashe and Azir don't want to play on the same lane.
No teleport for Soaz. Yeah. He's not on the same lane, but he should just escort these minions all the way up.
Yeah. So passive here for Origen. Just play with a bit of respect. But the double zone here, every volley, every cocoon, every soldier that moves up, yeah, pressure. And they're looking just for, I think, a standard rotation. They're not going to 4-1, it seems.
No, they're not. Gamsu continues to push up top. Soaz will most likely be met by the rest of his team shortly, and that could be a 2-for-no trade at the moment.
Remember, they have Arrow, so if they catch out Rekkles somewhere, it looks like they just want to defend. They don't want to gamble on the fact that they can beat and break open the base 4v5, and if that goes too slow, that entire process, they will lose part of their base. So they're settling for happy medium.
You like Sterex Triforce? What do you think of Sterex Triforce Dead Man's Plate?
Yeah.
Instantly picked up by Soaz, spending all that money from the Baron play and from multiple towers being knocked over.
That's good. Just honestly, it's not that surprising of a build. It's not like Soaz is reinventing top lane Irelia, but I think it's the correct build. He's not going to be challenged by Febiven too much, and if he sticks around Febiven, Febiven's probably dead anyways. So if he can dodge some of the magic damage, he's itemizing correctly.
Big smiles on coaches' faces here for Origen as they're in a good position. Plus 6k. We're approaching 30 minutes.
Beck is looking for an arrow again. Now this time there's no ward on this position.
Well, there's not. Let's see if he decides to fire it. All I'm looking at is that cooldown. Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Soaz is up top. He'll get his teleport in just a few seconds as well. So even more of Fnatic's base is going to start being challenged. There's no inhibitor turret either from that play, what, 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago? It's another avenue for Origen to extend their lead and maintain this level of control.
They need to be careful, however, if they end up at like post 35 and an Elder Dragon spawns and they trade Nash for Baron. Fnatic have 3 dragons. It's going to boost their burn significantly.
Now, as we're about to crest over 30 minutes, I'd like to welcome EU LCS 2. If you've just joined us, Origen took control after a very even early to mid game.
Yeah.
Great team fight and secured Baron as well.
Yeah, focus on honestly keeping Soaz even and then snowballing from mid lane. All members worked together to get Febiven's flash down. Then he got punished by scoops from PowerOfEvil going in, connecting cocoons from Amazing. And he's the prime focus in some of these fights. Also made some individual mistakes here.
I think it's also important to mention, Game 1 was a heavy-handed stop.
Dominating victory.
Yeah, Fnatic really, they got ahead early and they really punished. So it's great to see Origen actually bounce back.
Composition also just allows Origen to play more of their game style. They've made this mistake, this Kassadin pickup in low wave clear matchups that they then play incorrectly. They've done this so often in the past, and I don't know why they keep going back to it. It's likely a product of scrim environment, where you take more risks, and you take that extra wave in the side lane, and you have more pressure because you feel like the jungler's there.
Yeah.
Then they ask you, why? How did you know? It's like, nah, I don't know, man. Sometimes, you know, game sense.
Game sense, bro.
Yeah.
Looking on bottom, Rekkles, Arcane shifts away to safety. Trinity Force, Muramana, Hex and Recurve. Continue to stack up. This might be interesting. Spirit decides to go in. Tunnels under, Chilling Smite, gets the knockup.
BOE has teleport, Viktor does not have, so this could be a really good turnaround here for Origen.
Ashe Arrow onto Spirit, teleport from
Too late.
PowerOfEvil was cancelled, and Spirit's able to escape, so that's a cooldown blown.
Because he's sporting it's a new fancy edition of the Mercury Threads. So he reduces that cooldown, and because we come out of an era where everybody and their mom was building Swifties, it's really kind of weird to see junglers or anybody with Merc Threads, so it kind of throws off your perception. You see an arrow and you, in your mind, he's stunned for a certain amount of seconds, and heavily reduced.
Works out in Spirit's favor at the very least. And I quite like talking about the boots. The Azir is now moving over to Berserker's Greaves in the last few patches. Makes them even more terrifying, especially when you look at that build. Nash's Rylai's Death Cap. PowerOfEvil is terrifying, and he's on the hunt. Bird is the word as he's looking for Gamsu. Gamsu might get rooted, but he's forced to flash away. Summoner spell blown.
I wonder if it was worth for Hybrid to preemptively flash there. We've seen a lot of commoners do that. Press W, flash aggressively, which means if they cover the same distance, they will still get snared, and then PowerOfEvil could scoop in with his flash, get a pick off, and we're looking at a 30-second Nasher timer, maybe.
Would have been close.
Would have been close.
Would have been close indeed. Next dragon is Ocean. It has spawned. Thank you for that one, observers. And it looks like Fnatic are in position to contest. Actually, they might be able to take this down very quickly.
Mid lane's open though, so they could actually... Origen could step away here, pop an Azir turret behind them, and actually go for Siege's mid. I don't know why Amazing is still lurking around. This is too greedy to play on all these fronts at the same time.
Look at the top lane. Soaz is pushing into the base already. Origen are going to put down the Sun Disc on the inner turret, flash away from Amazing.
Good. Now this is alright. They're respecting the distance here. Soaz is in top lane. They just need to path forward, not get caught in the middle lane here. We see Viktor going in, Tidal Wave coming in.
Tidal Wave is going to be flashed away and repelled as well. Amazing's in trouble. The inhibitor was secured, so if Origen can escape with only losing one, that's worth it. Peck has already fired the Crystal Arrow, and Gamsu is in trouble. Here comes Spirit. Soaz is able to jump onto Peke. Peke is down, in fact, rather. Now PowerOfEvil's in trouble.
Soaz jumped onto Rekkles, but he shifted over defensively and aggressively at the same time. And this is why I didn't like what Amazing and Hybrid were doing. Yes, they slowed down Fnatic, but they put themselves too close to the danger. And Origen, yes, they get the objective, which is the inhibitor in the top lane.
And middle, maybe. Soaz is...
They need this one in the middle lane to make this play be worth.
All right, PowerOfEvil. There is Emperor's Divide available for him. Gamsu and Soaz will be going toe-to-toe on the inhibitor. Baron's down to 2,000. It should be secured here by Fnatic. There's so many members. Soaz does not care. He's able to stun up Gamsu, get the inhib, and back away.
I like it, though. I like the play that Origen produced right there. I think the execution is debatable, but going for an Ocean Dragon trade to then move into the base and get 2 inhibitors down. Now they can easily defend on all lanes against his Baron push. So we will see that fight around Elder Dragon for sure in this game.
So Baron for 2 inhibs, as well as a number of kills to Fnatic.
Like
look, replay.
Because Amazing just used his flash already, right? So Febiven will know that. And with the Rylai's slow, his ulti just keeps on ticking. Tidal Wave follows up, so he drops. And right now, Origen is fragmented. Look where xPeke comes out too. Like, why is xPeke there? Spirit circles. Rekkles, really good shifts here. So as dashes, you thought he was dead, but he actually jumped it over the wall. Very hard to track sometimes.
I had no idea where he went.
It's like, Soaz jumps on xPeke. No, he's on his team.
Yes, exactly. I was like, how on earth did that happen? Regardless, Fnatic, they get the kills. They lose their inhibs. They get Baron. And this is a really interesting question because no scrim gets to 35 minutes with 5 dragons on one team.
I mean, some of them might, but very rarely will the goal be even.
With inhibitors down.
But the inhibitor spawn time is, I think it's 5 minutes. I actually never know the exact amount because nobody times them. But you can definitely tell when an inhibitor spawns by the circle that's around them. So if you ever want to know, you just hover over on an inhib, and there's this little glowing circle that's going on, and that will tell you how long it takes for the inhibitor to spawn. Anyways, the whole point of the story is inhibitor will spawn before Elder Dragon does, I believe.
That will alleviate the pressure.
Roughly at the same time, because they took the dragon and then a play went, and I think they will spawn roughly at the same time.
That's bad for Fnatic though, isn't it? If they're still supers pushing into their base.
They can solve the last wave of supers, and like one wave of supers isn't really going to kill your inhibitor immediately unless somebody teleports.
Alright, and there's 2 available for Origen. PowerOfEvil's comes off cooldown in a moment or 2. We are now into the late game. Azir, 4th item completed, Void Staff. And Fnatic are shoving out those super minions. Look, you can see Rekkles all the way in the mid lane. Gamsu dealing with the top lane as well.
Yeah, there, you can just see the little spiral that's on the mid lane inhib, you know, that glows, and once that's full circle, that's when you know they spawn again. Call in the observers. Like, give me that picture-in-picture.
Hell yeah, we have the technology. Pekka was stood on top of a ward. It literally expired as I think he was trying to potentially set up a cheeky play. Nothing comes of it.
But we see where the attention is going this game. Everybody is setting up vision around this dragon area. 3 pink wards here, 1 almost too defensive from Origen. But it's hard to move some of these because everybody's hitting full item slots.
Yeah, Executioner's Calling actually picked up for Peke. It's his 6th item for the time being.
Yeah, for example, that pink ward on red buff, you're asking yourself, why is it there? Well, it's xPeke, and he doesn't have a slot to replace the pink ward within his item build.
Yeah, 4 pink wards actually from Origen in the bottom half of the map in that concave.
Yeah, you can actually tell that. If you want to know who placed the ward, you just click on it and hover over it, and the game will tell you. Sometimes it can be important if you're quick enough to click on a trinket ward, level 1, that comes out of Fog of War. You click on it, you hover, you know who placed it, so you know who's there. In times where you need to call lane stops, it might be useful.
If you've got the dexterity to pull that off. Fnatic, they're
That's support APM.
Yeah, there we go.
We don't have much to do. We don't really hurt people. We have like 4 abilities, so we pride ourselves on clicking on the wards and finding out who placed them.
Support APM, the true test. Pekka's actually already sold that Executioner's Calling and picked up a biscuit instead of a ward.
Really?
I am reading that correctly.
Yeah?
So
let me go back in time.
That's a question we may need to ask about.
All right, Biscuit. Execution is calling. He probably sold it, thought he could buy his item, realized he couldn't, and then he's like, you know what?
Why would you buy a Biscuit instead of a ward? That's a question we'll have to have.
In times of war, QuickShot, you go hungry sometimes. Have you never had a day at the office where you're like, damn, I wish I had a Biscuit right now?
Sometimes I do, but not sure it's worth in this situation. Sometimes you have to be the bigger man, just go hungry. All right, PowerOfEvil is able to slide and glide away.
The bigger man doesn't go hungry.
Throws down.
The bigger man eats the biscuit. QuickShot.
Throws down Emperor's Divide. And Krepo, there's no Emperor's Divide for the impending Elder Dragon team fight.
Yes, but Elder Dragon is quite the tough animal, if we can classify that. So it takes a while to go down, so maybe Emperor's Divide will be up again, because the cooldown's only 70 seconds. The current present time. Oh, look at that.
There we go. So super minions going to be less of a problem.
The circle is complete. It glows and it's built up again. Marvelous technology here.
Fnatic have traded their Chaos Storm and they've started off Elder. Origen,
you have to contest this Origen. Don't give it up for your inhibitors.
They seem split. Look at the minimap. Origen, they're dancing around the direction. Finally,
look how long it takes, though.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow, that's what I'm looking for. Teleport's coming up from Gamsu. He's on the front line. Immediately forced a flash. Crystal Arrow goes wide. Goal as it goes between the goalposts. Elder Drake is able to move out the pit and start to reset.
So Origen wants to reset this objective. Now moving. This is good. It takes too long to re-engage that dragon. 13,240 health points is too much for Fnatic to burn through. Now mid lane is open. We need an Azir turret prompted up somewhere though in the backline to defend Fnatic.
All right, Origen are going to be in some trouble. Inhibitor is taken down, flashed away from the bubble. Peke a little late to move away. Spirit looking to move forward. Flash is available for him, but there's nobody else behind if he gets the knockup. Tidal Wave, fall short. Not going to make it past the Raptor camp.
Yeah,
Elder Drake's alive and Baron in a minute.
Yeah, Baron in a minute. Things are getting more complex right now because the decision tree is expanding. Mid lane inhibitor is off that tree, however. Top lane inhib is still open. I like it though from Origen. They don't get any value out of this Elder Dragon. If they get this, their dragon buffs get doubled. 0 is still 0. Yeah. And their burn will be 45 true damage. So that's not worth spending that time. Where Fnatic, they would get so much out of this Elder Dragon buff. But at this point, they're running out of options here. No flash, no teleport on Gamsu. And a lot of zone control. Remember, if we're playing from the front door...
Where's this TP? Soaz... afraid they're starting Elder. Yeah. Fnatic aren't there yet.
Yeah, if they're playing from the front door, this zone control from Ashe and Azir is so fundamental to winning fights. So this is Origen trying to take away the objective from Fnatic. Fnatic don't really lose anything here. There's maybe opportunity cost, something they lose a potential gain, but they don't give anything over to Origen.
Well, not yet they don't. Spirit gets caught by the volley. Ashe arrows tunneled away from. 2 for 2 that just go wide.
I wish I knew how Spain was doing in the Euro Cup right now. Because I could make like a dank football reference.
Pretty sure they've made it through to the round of 16. And Origen, they're looking to make it at least a 1-for-1.
Increases the strength of your elemental Drake buffs by 50%. It actually wasn't double it, but like it 1.5 it. But well, they don't have any dragon buffs, so.
Now, luckily, the burn will still help them out. For Origen, 5,000 gold lead, 40 minutes into the game. It's still Origen in control. But by a thread, it doesn't feel like it's concrete. It doesn't feel like it's absolute control.
But it feels like Origen is like the king of inefficient politics, you know? last game, it was like they wanted to build a wall, but it was a ledge. Now they want to make Fnatic feel the burn, but I mean, just like primaries, it's not quite enough. Not enough burn shall be felt.
That was good. I like that. For Fnatic, though, how did they bounce back? Because they've got a lot of wave clear, but they're afraid of these Ashe arrows. If one arrow connects...
I mean, I don't think they have to be that afraid right now. They have Mikhails on YellowStar, and they have QSS on Rekkles, and Febiven has Cleanse. So I think the fear is not the arrow. I think the fear is the amount of soldiers that's following and an angry Irelia. But it could definitely slow down the fight. I think the AoE slow of this arrow is actually more important right now than the actual stun effect. So right now, xPeke is looking for a cluster. A flock of Fnatic members.
Hourglass just picked up for both PowerOfEvil and Amazing. Another teleport. PoE is looking to go forward. And he's just going to join a potential Baron siege. Looking at how the waves are set up. I think bottom lane's pushing towards Fnatic. It looks like Soaz is ushering the top wave in as well.
Yeah, this is where you really you wish you built something differently if you're Rekkles. Like, Triforce is really not as impactful as an Iceborne Gauntlet here. Because any Iceborne procs on an enemy support, jungler just slows them down. It allows Gamsu to get a pillar across. Just makes team fights so much easier. Because there's very little like hard CC in the side of Fnatic. It's all like a pillar to move somebody. Viktor is damaged. Nami is all conditional. Arrow connects. He still has everything available.
Yeah, Rekkles already started the arcane shift, so didn't even need the QSS. And there's no one around to get slowed.
Gamsu's heading down to the bottom lane right now. Looking to fix that. Origen immediately reacts to Baron area.
Spirit, farm alarms. Gonna make his way in. Hawkshot will reveal the members of Fnatic coming in. Teleport's being channeled by Gamsu and Origen. They've peeled away.
They can run top, by the way. Remember, we're at the point in the game where Fnatic, if they want to match, usually this doesn't happen because mid is quicker than top lane. But because mid is not exposed and top lane is, Origen could technically just take that inhib and straight finish. That's why Fnatic can't react with a base race. Usually, this is not what we see. We see some people run mid, and obviously they're quicker on equal turrets.
Yeah, but this is not equal turrets. 8-3. Fnatic have only got the ounce of turrets down from Origen.
5 advantage.
That's it. You do math. You were good at it in high school, I'm led to believe. Not my thing.
What was your thing?
I was always more of a science and a history geek.
How are you good at science and not math?
No. Chemistry.
All right.
Yeah, you pick chemistry or physics.
So you just like the compounds, and then you just throw them all together. You don't care in what amounts.
Nope.
You're just like, I don't care. 2, 3 moles.
Yeah. The one that creates the biggest boom is the one that I was more interested in, or the brightest colored foam.
Yeah. Why does that not surprise me?
To go back to the everlasting question, how does Fnatic pull this one back? Because Origen...
I mean, anybody committing to an objective here is prone to getting engaged on. Late game Viktor can win fights. Trundle on the backline can still destroy. Key exhaust here too. Look at the value of some of these exhausts in these late game team fights as opposed to potential ignite.
Yep. Alright, so we'll keep track of the exhaust in the team fight. Spirit was tunneling in to Amazing. Amazing didn't even...
Both teams are stalling each other out very well here. Elder Dragon was taken like what? 4 minutes ago by now?
Yeah.
It's probably like 5 minutes remaining because after the first one's taken, it's 10 minutes spawn time. Soaz, however, he's not getting beat up too much by Gamsu in the side lane, so he's actually a threat. But what could actually happen here is both teams stalling each other out until both Baron and Elder come up, and that combined with an exposed base here, 0 base turrets for Fnatic, leaves you for very interesting strategic decision making. Any slip up ends the game. The last time Origen this season were in a similar position, it was Amazing getting caught in the enemy base, and they threw it. But here, Fnatic's signature Baron Rush.
Amazing took so much damage from that last trade. He's low for the ensuing team fight. Teleport comes up from Soaz. He's going to be coming in from the north. Arrow connects on his Spirit, doesn't really matter. Baron down to 800, is picked up by Fnatic. Rekkles is able to arcane shift over the wall. And Origen, they're too late to the objective.
Yeah, Amazing got poked out right there, and there was no help. Soaz was seemingly circling from the top side, but he thought the better of it. He backed off. And now Fnatic is in a driving seat because they can aggressively defend all these lanes, push out the minions, and have the setup for the next Elder.
Next Elder. We're approaching 50 minutes into the game.
These are words you never want to hear when you cast on A stream, or stream long rather, because studio games is nice if they go long.
Yes.
Because then they can just join in on the 3rd series, but right now we're in the 2nd series. Still 2 more games to come.
That is a very good point. I had not thought about that.
I have. I get tired.
Well, let's hope for an explosive end. Pick up the energy levels.
At least make it worth it.
Eye of the Watcher picked up for Amazing to round out the comp.
If somebody gets caught right now, I'm going to be angry. Just like make it at least a nice team fight with some really sweet moves. Maybe ending in a mid lane, 1v1.
So that is what you want, not what you're predicting, right? Because they're two very different things.
Generally, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, indeed. But the average game length is going up significantly from last week, and now including some of the games this week. 40 minutes. The minion wave down bottom will be caught by Soaz. There's no teleport available. Remember, he TP'd just before that Baron. So, small window of opportunity for Fnatic to push up here.
Are they looking to collapse on it maybe? Spirit moving in for some wards. I like this. Aggressive tunnel. Deny some wards. Soldier zone here. So,
damage.
yeah, good
shots.
PowerOfEvil can't reach his soldiers that he put up on these towers. Yeah, late game.
That's only the 4th tower that Fnatic have taken. It's been a very long time since they've been able to secure one.
Look at this intermission. Oh, get spotted, bro. Not season 3 where you can just do that.
Gonna get caught out. There's a recall from Gamsu very quickly.
It's actually so... I wonder if that's intentional. That smite on wolves to keep that up there. Let's just assume it is because Spirit is really smart.
Kudos to Spirit.
Because, like, no, but, like, that's a position where you never think about that. Like, when you're this late in the game and it's such a tense game, it's like, okay, I'm going to backdoor, guys. Like, what could possibly stop me here? No wards. They haven't been here in ages. Nope.
Yeah,
Wolf right.
Spirit, yeah. Gonna give them all the information they need. So we're getting closer and closer to Elder. I think it's going to be around the 50-minute mark, 51-minute mark when that pops up. Fnatic have about a minute left on their Baron buff, plus 2,000 in the Baron power play for now. Peke takes a lot of damage from Rekkles.
Yes,
Rekkles flash and heals.
Yeah, he's so afraid of the next PowerOfEvil soldier hit. So QSS down 2. Really nice QSS reaction time though. It's actually almost comical when a player fails it on stage because you can buffer it. When you're used to playing like Berlin ping, if these guys play solo queue, they're roughly sitting around 40 to 60 ping. You kind of preemptively click your QSS. Because the game will trigger it right after you get hit. If you do the preemptive click here on land, you're dead.
Yeah.
So it's pure reaction timing. It's awareness, it's necessary.
Rekkles made it work perfectly. Gamsu does not care what Soaz is doing. Look at that heal! Gamsu throws down the wow! So I guess that answers the question in that debate.
Yeah, so let's delve into this matchup. I think...
that was actually ridiculous, that heal.
Yeah, but that's also why Trundles just love Ravenous, and that's what they used to do all the time.
Oh, careful now for Hybrid. Amazing's caught by the tidal wave, has a flash available. Soldiers from PowerOfEvil have just bought enough time.
Origen is pinging Spirit on the left side, so they know he's there, but PowerOfEvil is stuck.
PowerOfEvil is down, taken out, couldn't even pop his hourglass. That is a 68-second death timer. Fnatic in a 5-on-4.
Yeah, take down the tower, take down the power. Come on, Spirit.
You don't have to call me out on that one.
I know PowerOfEvil.
The Tower of
Evil.
Yeah, he hadn't used his passive yet.
Yep.
Fnatic 5v4. True Shot Barrage will get thrown out to the back line. Ashe arrow onto Rekkles. Don't even need to use the Mercurial. And tower's being focused. There's actually a lot of damage onto Gamsu. Origen seems to be holding for now.
Yeah, he needs lifesteal. He has it. Just needs minions to hit. They have to be still very careful. The Soaz going in, proccing like a WQ combo. He could almost annihilate Rekkles. Here we see the mark on the wall. Spells the next Elder. There he is. Jumping out.
All right, so 15 seconds is what Origen tried to nearby. Teleport is available for PowerOfEvil. But the rest of Origen, they're pushing out the lanes. They're not going to contest this.
Yeah, Amazing zoned out here. So that's going to be a lot of regeneration out of fights here. That's it, baby. Mid lane weak. xPeke walks up. No dashes, though. Not quite as fancy.
It's not. So Elder Dragon again for 2 inhibs.
xPeke flash over the inhib. Homage to the play.
He was cancelled, by the way. Gamsu had started channeling onto the pink ward and decided to back away. The zoom in on the X mid laner, doing his signature xPeke. Although, does it count if it's an inhib?
It does now.
Okay, that'll work for me.
It counts if it's xPeke.
All right.
That must be so annoying, though. Every game he plays, like solo queue, is like, haha, xPeke backdoor.
Yeah.
Same when he misses everything. That one clip where he goes, F that shit, too tanky.
Yep.
It's one of the best clips in the game. Because everyone's like, yeah, what happened? You guys too tanky, man.
Too tanky.
Roll the replay. Didn't hit a single skill shot. Although in current iteration of pro play, it would rather be deemed unlucky.
Unlucky. Yeah, that's the modern phrase, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And then some comments relating to Zoo, but let's not go into that one.
2 inhibitors down again for Fnatic. The last time it happened, it didn't really matter because Origen weren't able to do the next steps of pushing onto the base.
Yeah, this late in the game, clearing minion waves is like...
trivial.
Yeah, trivial almost. It's... Thank you for the save. You are my mobile thesaurus. I like it.
I try.
It's good synergy. Yeah, the threat of a super minion kind of goes down when everybody's hitting 6 items. Maybe support struggle with it. This is the only annoying part if you're a support. Like, everybody's full on gold. It's like, guys, I would like a last hit. I have 50 DPS on these cannon creeps.
To be fair, YellowStar's got a Leandries, and there's a needlessly large rod.
And Gamsu's going down.
Gamsu's being chased. There's teleports coming in. Gamsu is down. PowerOfEvil slid all the way in. The rest of Fnatic, they've gone for Baron.
Oh,
but Origen could go for the inhib.
So Fnatic need to finish Baron because it's quicker to get the buff in under 4 seconds than base with the reduced death timers, with the reduced base timers. But they're now fighting 4 against 5 here. PowerOfEvil still has ultimate and Zhonya's available. And no Baron buffs here, so these minions will be evaporated instantly by a single laser here. So this might be a decent hold here from Fnatic. Look for a pick. Origen need to go in.
So Baron buff as well as a 4-man stack for Fnatic, but they have to deal with double super minions.
Yeah, and Febiven is targeting the right minion wave at the right time here. So he's not trying to defend from the bottom. He knows the biggest threat is this wave here in the top lane. But there's another wave conga lining in the mid lane.
Let's find out how Fnatic defend the Sand Soldiers from PowerOfEvil, trying to usher the super minions closer to the Nexus turrets. Spirit has got so much hit points, but even YellowStar's down! He's caught! Soaz picks up the kill. The rest of Origen back away. There's a super minion on the Nexus turret. This is the longest game of the summer split, and Origen are looking to grab a win in the series. Fnatic forced to defend. 15 seconds before Gamsu comes back up.
There's almost nothing they can do, barring a major outplay, single target focus here from Febiven and Rekkles, but Origen, they're getting scared. They're waiting for the next arrow. It's available. Look for them to turn it around.
Spirit is in trouble, moving his way out. Rekkles, Mercurial Scimitar and Flash.
So as base, he wants to teleport in.
Teleport into a stun. Ashe Arrow, Mercurial stun. Let's see if it can happen. Ashe Arrow's onto Spirit. Gamsu's a look at the damage. Hybrid gets chunked down by the Mystic Shot. Febiven kills him. A flash forward into Siphon Power. And Amazing's down. xPeke follows quickly thereafter. Soaz with a GA. He's left standing. And Fnatic defends.
Fnatic defend. Origen overplayed it.
Soaz kills Febi.
Oh, that is so influential to the remaining part of this game, because in a world where Soaz drops right here and Febiven stays alive, Fnatic can push and get a lot more out of the enemy base.
Fnatic cannot win the game despite the death time. There's super minions everywhere.
Because the cannon creeps, or the siege creeps, they're doubled in every lane. Remember, when all 3 inhibitors drop down, 2 of them spawn in every lane, and my play-by-play starts jumping.
YellowStar uses his tidal wave onto the super minions. I love crazy games, no matter how chaotic they may be.
It's wave clear.
Oh, it's been that long of a game. You've resorted to that level, Krepo. That level.
When in doubt, make a horrible pun.
Right, 4 minutes until the next Elder Dragon. I'm keen. Baron should be around the same time, if not marginally earlier.
All right, let's watch this entire series of events. So the teleport comes in, super telegraph, not on the ward. Hybrid steps in. Oh, he gets he walks into a gravity field. Come on, Hybrid. Really aggressive flashing for Febi. xPeke gets isolated by Spirit. This is Fnatic reading the play here. Origen, honestly, too telegraphed in their approach. If they wanted to go this ham, they should have done it earlier before Gamsu spawned. But they were too afraid. Soaz gets a good reactionary play here on Febiven, who honestly overextends. That is still Spirit. Yes. Still their jungler.
You can see the tension on his face. GA sold. Nobody has one because the cooldowns were popped. Damage dealt. Wow, 6,000 damage from Febiven. Peke, of course, was killed very early on, and the inhibitors have respawned while we were in that replay.
Yeah, but for how long?
That is the question. That is the question. Origen have killed those inhibitors more times than maybe some of the lower ranked teams have killed total inhibitors in just one game.
It's like, how did your game go? Well, we killed their inhibitors a ton of, about like 9 times. Did you win? No.
Well, that's the way it feels, doesn't it?
Still working on that part.
Fnatic trying to figure out when the next siege is coming from.
There is one thing we learned in the last fight, though, is the target selection at the start of fights has to be the support. We need to find, or Origen need to find, rather, arrows onto YellowStar, because he's the one carrying the Mikhails, but nobody is kind enough to carry Mikhails for YellowStar.
Yeah.
So unless he actually buys a QSS, I think at this point it's better to invest into like a Quicksilver item than a random, like the Leandries, like AP Nami. Not quite sure how I feel about that, but because if you can QSS the arrow yourself, you can surprise a lot of teams.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of Janna players used to do. They played QSS Mikhails, reset and fights immediately.
Have more tools in your arsenal. For Rekkles, he sold the Trinity Force, went for the Iceborne Gauntlets a
so
while
important.
ago.
The difference that makes in the fights is like, can't be understated.
Now we're starting to get to actually ridiculous stages here. There's just... I mean, I mentioned in the last team fight, this is the longest game of the summer split. 105,000 team gold for Origen, 108,000 team gold for Fnatic.
And despite that last fight, Amazing only doing 300 damage, and everybody's like, what is he doing? In total, this game, Amazing has done 26,000 damage to champions, as opposed to xPeke's 23. So Amazing's definitely carrying the brunt of that. PowerOfEvil is towering above them, of course. But xPeke is still looking for his mark in these team fights. He kind of steps up, draws the bow once. Unless he has the accuracy of a Bolton, it's not going to be enough.
No, it won't be, unfortunately.
And you know, if Fnatic starts zigzagging, might be better.
It feels like they've already been zigzagging, Krepo. Because they've stayed alive significantly longer.
That's how you beat Ashe arrows. Gotta zigzag.
Gotta zigzag. For Fnatic, zigzagging their way to the next objective. 1 minute to Baron. I think there's been 3 this game. Elder Dragon will be up at around 61 minutes in game. And all 3 inhibitors have respawned. The problem is, even though Fnatic won the team fight earlier, they still have to get through so many towers and inhibitors.
Oh, but they don't care at this point. Any of their tanks can just tank it up and destroy it. It is just who's defending it.
Gamsu waiting in the bush for Soaz down bottom.
It's going to come down to like an ace or a big numbers advantage. Now Amazing's getting caught out.
Yeah.
Look at xPeke. What's xPeke doing in the top lane here for Origen?
Ring Smites traded, no summoner spells blown. And Spirit feeling a bit aggressive. Origen actually kind of split up. Not really together on the same page.
Ring around Rosie.
Yeah, Soaz does not want to take on Gamsu. But Soaz is going to be able to escape.
This is where shot calling is so important. And like, while it looks almost rudimentary, it's like, don't screw up. Being the guy that makes the calls, like, okay guys, go for this fight or this fight, has to be so stressful. I know I've messed up one of those calls in my life. Don't feel good after a game.
And we have so much more information to work with. There's literally no more room for wards anywhere. Even YellowStar has opted for a Blasting Wand over additional pink ward slots.
Yeah, getting rid of the Sightstone items too, but you don't really need that many wards here. Everybody is compact and dense.
Yeah.
Value of blue trinkets goes up. While you make that point, I think it's a waste to have 2 sweepers in your inventory now. You don't really rely on vision denial that much. I guess maybe if you want to get rid of all the teleport wards for sure. The more blue trinkets might be more beneficial, but that's ward rants and that's not for this part of the game.
Krepo, this part of the game is about 20 seconds to Elder. Live on Baron.
No denial vision.
Tremor Sense available to Spirit. Every time Fnatic have looked at an objective, Origen have gone for the base.
Yeah, but YellowStar should have had a pink ward in his inventory here. Look, he has a blasting one. What's not even a blasting one? What's Gamsu doing there?
Gamsu gets caught out. The divide into an Ashe arrow. Mikhail's Crucible allows him to get unstunned and moves away. The Sun Disc buys some time. Look at the slow from that arcane shift. Rekkles dashes forward. xPeke is in trouble, but Spirit is going low. Nobody's died just yet.
Yeah, well, nobody probably cares. I just really want to reiterate that point. A Nami at this point in the game shouldn't go for a Baron setup without a pink ward if you have a bloody blasting one in your inventory. That is just a major mistake from xPeke. And Origen, they're punishing this right now. One hit down.
They're looking for the second. Spirit is going to use that Void Rush to look to get in behind Origen. Origen has split up. PowerOfEvil's caught. He's taken down. The Death Ray and the Chaos Storm. Hybrid and Amazing looking to get a reply. xPeke, what are you doing? He flashes forward aggressively. Gets taken down where he stands. Soaz wants to salvage this by taking out Febiven, but it's at the cost of Amazing's life. It is a 1-for-3 in favor of Fnatic.
Yeah, 1-for-3. A looming threat of a backdoor teleport. Irelia is only thing that keeps Fnatic away from closing out the victory right here. Maybe if Hybrid goes for a full Marin play here, Mox mid lane, he has to get behind Fnatic and pull the minions away. But right now, Soaz is going desperate here. He wants to lifesteal somewhere on some creeps, maybe. He needs to force Fnatic to base. He's basically showing his hand saying, Fnatic, you want to base right now. Hybrid, you're at the wrong side. You want to get behind Fnatic, tag the minions and get them out.
That's not what he's doing for the time being. Soaz is low. He's decided to teleport back. This might cost Origen more.
He can't backdoor. Fnatic knew that. He was just hoping that somebody off-screen would have based. Right now he's going to elixir up and he needs to buy 30 seconds. 20 seconds for PowerOfEvil.
This is such a lot of pressure for Fnatic to deal with. They will at least get an inhibitor, and they're not sticking around for more. Baron is available. Elder Dragon is available as well.
Yeah, sure call for Fnatic here. Instead of potentially throwing the game, they commit to the objective. Get the Baron here. Because the Baron means more for them than it does. Like, it means the same for them as it does for Origen. And Elder doesn't mean anything for Origen whatsoever. So this is definitely the smarter call. But we have to reiterate, it was Spirit's ulti into flank that really solidified that fight. PowerOfEvil did not see it coming, did not zone us in time. He didn't respect it at all, didn't even flash, so big misplay. Not really awareness and respect for tunnels.
Yeah, not... I mean, hopefully we can get a glimpse of that replay, depending on how the next few minutes play out. Fnatic, they're collapsing in Origen. Origen can't even get the Elder Dragon.
They hand it off at 8,000 health here.
There was a teleport invested. xPeke is coming from way downtown. He had to deal with a very large minion wave.
It wasn't downtown, Bauer.
From the top lane, Elder Dragon is secured by Fnatic.
So I was looking for a flank. This is Arrow going wide, so no opportunity here.
No. Elder Dragon, Baron buff, 65 minutes, and Fnatic, despite dealing with supers in 2 lanes, they've got supers of their own to deal with. And there's the wave clear that we like to see.
And the Leandri's procs. That's the ultimate Nami wave clear build here. I was a fool for underestimating YellowStar. Clearly my late game Nami needs work. So I can definitely see the Leandri's use, but I would still
prefer.
I don't know what the random blasting one is doing there, man. It's rustling my jimmies.
And Yellow's sitting on 2,800 gold, so there's not a lot that's more expensive than that.
I probably just wants to get a Rabadons for those healing.
Why not?
I think at one point, so Nami's bounces for heals, I think they changed it, but at one point, so it's always beneficial for you to heal yourself first, and then, well, if you want to heal somebody, you need to heal that person last, or first, because obviously the more it bounces, the less efficient it becomes. That's the whole point. But if you had more AP at one point, it kind of tipped over. Kind of irrelevant, but I found that was a cool story. If I could tell it better, I'll deliver it better next time.
I have to double check the math. Origen.
But I think they changed it anyways.
Oh, look at this. The enhanced recalls from Baron buff allows Fnatic to get back into base in time. Gamsu's coming in from behind Origen.
Spirit is doing, honestly, because he has a 2-second recall if he ultis to a tunnel, and he's becoming split push Rek'Sai. A really good adaptation here. With the Baron buff, he can single-handedly put pressure, and now Origen, they're stuck. They're in a bind right now. They all have to retreat. But they're looking for almost a Hail Mary finish, I think. They're going aggressive on Febiven. They're pinging Febiven.
Oh, look at this. Soaz is chunking him down. The Azir comes down. There's no one around. Amazing gets the kill. 77 seconds. Origen have got a 5 versus 4, and they will take yet another inhibitor.
Yeah, he was at least 20 seconds on his flash remaining. He got stunned once, cleansed once, but then the second time, it was a hit for Origen with the arrow right now. There's no more backdoor going on, and now it's 5v4 with the control mage out of the equation.
So much damage coming out of Rekkles. Connects with just that mystic shot. But Fnatic, they still have Baron buff. They still have a lot of damage to deal with. But they cannot afford to get caught out.
So
he's going fishing, and he's found himself YellowStar. He's going to get popped and forced to run away.
He wanted himself some yellowtail sushi, but there was too many people around right there for Fnatic.
Taking a look back, inhibitor will respawn in the middle lane. Origen not relenting, 25 seconds before Febiven is able to respawn.
That's still a dead inhibitor.
It is still indeed. Bottom lane came up as well. Spirit got caught out, takes a lot of damage. Inhibitor stays alive for just a moment longer. Origen have killed the 11th inhibitor of this game. 10 times has Origen killed a Fnatic inhib, and we are still not done with this game.
I'm just saving my voice right now.
You do you, Krepo.
No, it's what a crazy game. Match of the week is delivering much more than anticipated. After game 1, we were expecting a swift execution almost of Origen here. Fnatic methodically one step ahead, individually almost a few steps ahead. But this game has delivered so much. Really glad the series on stream 2 ended quicker too, so all the viewers can tune in. For this masterpiece.
This masterpiece in which support...
The fish is now wearing a hat.
Become AP superstars.
All right, let's see how much has he got.
Death Cap Leandries.
390. But he almost threw the game by getting caught earlier, so one may think he may want to play more cautiously. This is again Febiven here. The hoop over from Amazing, dodging the gravity field too. Onto that inhibitor, and that's the face of a man who just made an oopsie.
Can't afford those mistakes at this stage in the game. It's almost lucky Fnatic had Baron beforehand. Allowed them to defend 5v4. Not unlucky, Krepo?
I mean, it's almost lucky. It's like, ooh, this team right here, they won that fight. It's almost lucky they were 5,000 gold up. It's like, such a QuickShot statement.
Just things QuickShot says. We'll add it to the bingo card for next time.
That's full, man. Need more cards. Gamsu getting poked out here. Remember, we have big zone control here from Ashe and Azir if they can set up. And there's no flank from Spirit, because this time, Soaz, I was looking for words, but he's getting rid of those tunnels.
Doing the best he can, limiting Spirit's ability to come in from behind. There is still a Fnatic ward in the Wolf Camp jungle.
Because it looks so funny when they walk through those tunnels. It looks like somebody's kind of crouching over one end of the tunnel and doing some nasty things to kind of make it disappear. So I always have like really bad perception of that. Now Rekkles has to cleanse out.
Yeah, Ashe Arrow hit him.
How does one truly get rid of a Rek'Sai tunnel? Like, since when does standing on a tunnel just like make it disappear? It feels like very bad structural integrity.
It does indeed, but I suppose it depends on the person standing, does it not?
It does.
However, look at the damage onto Rekkles. He gets chunked out, forced to back away. The 12th inhibitor of the game is secured. We're about to crest 70 minutes. And Origen are still not able to get onto that Nexus.
Yeah.
The question is, are they still even in control?
That's a deep question. Who's they? Origen?
Origen.
Yeah, they're still in control right now because they have 3 inhibs down. Like, Fnatic can't path out of their base. All their winning fights came from flanks and teleport wards for Gamsu or Spirit. And Origen have realized this and they're taking care of all these tunnels here. Look at the map. It's barren of anything past jungle entrance. Now this is like instant Baron Collie. Why is Soaz a red buff? This startles me.
He has teleport.
Yeah, but Baron goes down quicker than like the span of a teleport. Right now, Origen could technically have just started, but they're going for a map split here instead. So they're not actually wanting to rush that down. They don't want to go for the 50-50. They're looking for the split push. It's probably the safer approach, considering you can have minions at your side, pushing in every lane.
So is this going down bottom? Gonna push that wave up. Yeah. No one started Baron yet, and Gamsu, he's playing defensive duty, catching every single wave. One mistake. Febiven.
Well, there's been plenty of those one mistakes.
Okay, so I'll finish this. One more mistake.
One very big mistake that results in people dying. Here we see Baron starting here, hopefully to push Fnatic back. Fnatic's going to yield.
Try to defend their inhibitors. Oh, I held my breath. I held my breath for that one. Amazing. Able to smite it down, secured by PowerOfEvil, so that was very, very close.
And just the additional, like the damage to the last inhibitor going down does is just so massive because it doubles the spawn of these creeps here. And it makes it so hard for you to clear the normal minions because they become so much more tanky with that aura. One Nexus tower remains here. Origen's gonna add insult to injury, just walk up and two-shot that inhib.
Right,
this is shift.
This is number 13 if it happens. Mercurial after the arrow hits. Okay. Is this unlucky for Fnatic or unlucky for Origen? xPeke is going to take it down in 3.5 shots. Spirit's not able to find the engage. Baron plus double super minions momentarily. Surely Origen have the tools now. Soaz is looking for Gamsu, multiple GAs. Tidal wave comes down. Spirit knocks up Amazing into the air. And Bubble connects with Amazing as well. True Shot Barrage will fly across the Origen lineup, but nobody is dead yet.
Yeah, remember, Febiven at any point can do flash QE auto, and he can take out any target on the side of Origen here. With that Lich Bane, a full item Azir is sporting about 900 ability power here, so it's enough to take down anybody in the lineup. So watch Febiven, because when the time comes, Fnatic will need their hero.
900 Febi 400 for YellowStar's Nami, 467 for Hybrid's Karma.
Let's see how much punch a bubble packs right now. An additional 200 damage on that bubble. And right, the game keeps changing. The heals. Yeah, 100 extra on your healing.
Gamsu's taking a lot of damage from Peke. Peke still sporting the DPS. Spirit's Banshee's Veil gets popped. Not the target that you were looking for. Bubble, very close to Peke. He's able to just back away. The rest of Origen, they continue to siege. Soaz is pushing down from the bottom lane. PowerOfEvil might be in trouble. Slides and glides with the Sand Soldiers. And the double supers are escorted into Fnatic's waiting hands.
Yeah, Fnatic desperately wave clearing here. Very dense, very compact. You cannot expect it here. Almost going out of mana. Arrows on cooldown. Remember, any time Hybrid can do his RE combo where he gives a surge of speed to the entire team. And they can go for a decisive play here, but looks like Fnatic's holding. Problem is every time this inhibitor spawns, it just gets immediately taken out.
Oh, take a look. This game has gone on for so long. Rekkles might set a new LCS record. In fact, he has. But will it be at the cost of the game? Feels like a hollow victory if you're not able to turn it around.
It wasn't for Froggen. He took pride in that record.
It was for, yeah. For Rekkles, will there be pride or not? The inhibitor turret, the Nexus turret's being focused. Emperor's Divide knocks Spirit back. The rest of Origen looking to set up a fight. The tower falls. Nexus is exposed and available. Origen, though, they took too much damage. They're forced to back away.
Yeah, good bubble from YellowStar at the start of the fight. Bought some valuable seconds. Gamsu's GA got depleted, so he now has to sell that and buy something else. Fnatic hold. There's an Elder Dragon life. Remember, it doesn't do much for Origen. Only 45 seconds or 45 damage in true damage for them. No dragons to kind of amplify that. So this is actually Fnatic being honestly relieved on some of the pressure. And this is the inhibitor spawning. Fnatic have held, but at any given moment right now, any backdoor attempt may finish this game. So we could actually see another iconic, at least expect a team backdoor. Yeah. Soaz and PoE can both end the game on a whim.
I challenge anybody on Twitter to find me a team that has had more ridiculous late-game Nexus moments than Fnatic, regardless of the iteration. For years, this team has just been synonymous with games like this, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
I actually like this adaptation.
Who picked that up?
Did Gamsu sell it for his? No.
Oh, Gamsu may have sold it, placed it.
Where is it coming from?
And sold it again.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. That is actually mind-boggling.
Did he have that much money that he could sell it? Sold his GA, bought it then, sold it again and bought Banshees?
I'll go back in time and take a look. Origen for the time being. They are now once again grouping. They want to set up yet another siege. They want to take the 15th inhibitor of the game. And I don't think there's going to be any real contest to preventing that. Krepo, is this what you were expecting from our match of the week?
Oh my lord.
That is unreal.
At this point, analysis just goes out of the window and we're just waiting for some good old action.
That's next level, 75
so I actually
minutes
really like
strats.
the adaptation. It's super intelligent. Like, it helps so much.
So I'm taking a look. Gamsu is directly responsible for at least one.
And then the rest, like, started it. For sure.
Yeah, I'm busy looking through the replay as Origen continue to set up a siege. Origen grouped up. They took the 15th inhibitor. Rekkles is responsible for another, and it looks like Febiven secured the third. A true team effort. Yeah. Optimization at its finest.
It's also one of the longer games we've seen here. I'm stalling the sentence because graphics told me they have a nice drop time coming, telling us that this is the longest game in EU LCS history. So if you see that graphic pop up, I spoiled it.
Damn it, spoilers were only meant to be for the analyst desk, Krepo. I love you here in Berlin for getting excited with us. Thank you for keeping the energy high.
Yep, they need to find... Now they need to clear all these wards out of their base too. Need to go like full resident sweeper. Because if any time they push out and Soaz is teleports, it's so anticlimactic, by the way. Imagine you get 4 people down, 1 guy bases, you go for the finish, and then you forget about teleport.
Zrot portals doing their work. You can see inventory slot from Spirit. He's just placed a new one. The crowd is anticipating action, but Origen, truthfully, don't know what to do if they're not killing inhibitors.
Yeah, for example, Febiven right now is sitting on 10,000 gold. Rekkles has 11,000 gold. YellowStar has 900 gold.
Fnatic have more gold available to spend than some teams earn in an entire game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They have like 23,000 gold to spend. I'm pretty sure some teams go over 22,000. Call me Captain Buskill, but screw your hypervolt, QuickShot. We have to stay honest here. That was another Baron, I believe.
It was another Baron. Secured by Origen.
Well, guess what? Gonna push in with that Baron. They can't sync it up, though, with triple super creep combo. Because that's the end of the game. Triple super creep plus Baron, you lose. But luckily, the pacing has always been either 2 inhibs plus Baron. They're centering these guys on one part of the lane too.
To deal with one supers?
To deal with the 1 dead inhib. Yeah, dude, I love this Fnatic adaptation. I wonder which crazy person... I need to stop. I really have to replace all my swear words here, but I wonder which crazy person, like, in the middle of this game, you're so tense, you're holding on, it's like, guys, banner of command, and then somebody's like, shut up, dude, I have no item slots. No, sell your item, buy banner,
Zrot.
Buy Zrot rather. You can even do it with a banner of command, just for that single creep.
Why not? Just add it to the inventory.
Hey man, power cannon creep.
Right, Febiven and Rekkles, they're in a race to set the CS record, but it may be the highest CS in a lost game. That's not something Fnatic want. Setting up for a potential bush here. YellowStar looking for the Aqua Prison bubble.
Yeah, tension's coming back into the game. For a play here.
Oh, look at Spirit. He's going in. PowerOfEvil's caught out. Emperor's Divide followed by Flash. A lot of damage under Spirit. Gamsu's running away from Soaz. Soaz is able to pick up an advantage in that situation.
This is good for Origen here because both Febiven's Flash, the Spirit's aggressive move there were being used here. So the counter engage is out of Fnatic's hands right now. Yes, PowerOfEvil is a little low, but he's basing and he will teleport in. But Spirit is here again and PowerOfEvil is in base.
This is going to be close. No Flash for PowerOfEvil.
They're back there. Bottom of your screen, PowerOfEvil is teleporting in and they're looking to just go for the Nexus.
They're going for the Nexus. It's going to die so quickly. Origen, they got xPeke to take down Fnatic. Chatter in the audience after what is one of the most ridiculous games I have had the pleasure of witnessing or shoutcasting. 16 or 17 inhibitors taken by the end of it. Hashtag 80 minutes the dream. It came real.
It's just like when somebody makes that thread, it's like, oh yeah, what was your longest game? It's like, yeah, 110 minutes. I just wonder, like, how can you be, you know, unable to close that on either side? But even in pro play, 65,000 damage done to champions, high PowerOfEvil in its entirety of this game. What a mess! What a beautiful mess this was. You know how sometimes you walk into your room and it's just, yeah, clothes everywhere, your dirty dishes, but you're still somehow proud of it.
Love it. Yep.
Yeah, it's home, and that's what this game was. It was a bit messy, but there were some really good shot calls. Trading of objectives, 101 here with Origen and Fnatic.
Respect to Fnatic for holding out as long as they did, but truthfully, there is no way you can analyze a game like this.
This is the most hilarious part about a tie. Like, everybody gets a turn. It's like, okay, you guys go first because you won the game last, and now we go a different side. Nobody thought of this when we made the system. I wonder if somebody was in that meeting where it's like, okay guys, best of twos, best of threes. But what about the handshakes? What about the high fives? Everybody gets their pick. Febiven clearly not that happy.
Watching Amazing's face after the game, it says a lot. Yes, they grab a point. Yes, they split the series with Fnatic, which I think is still a victory for Origen in every sense of the term. But
I mean,
what a way to
Origen
do it.
was 9th place here. And for Fnatic, what this means is they just saw G2 tie a series that was unexpectedly tied. So they could have actually risen to first place with a 3-pointer. They smashed game 1, and then game 2 happens. And it's one thing to lose a game. It's another thing to lose an 85-minute game in this of a way of a fashion. Like you knew it eventually would happen with a backdoor.
Yes.
You just didn't know like where and how. Like either the backdoor fails and you throw the game, or it succeeds. And yeah, I really like the play at the end of PowerOfEvil. Like Spirit tried to reactively engage because PoE was in base, but they forgot that he had teleport. And instead of teleporting back into the fight to help win the fight, he just TP'd to Soaz and won the game. That was really good, smart adaptation. I wonder if that was PoE's call or an xPeke, classic. Because he had plenty of time to shot call.
At that point, it almost doesn't even matter. There were so many calls, so many weird and wonderful decisions from everybody.
Yeah.
And it's a bit ridiculous. Regardless of that,